This first layout is an older layout I created quite a few years ago. This was before I had my silhouette, so I did a lot of creating my own embellishments. Specifically on this layout, the 3 witch hats. If you are creating your own details like this, it helps if you can take the object you want to create and break it down into simple shapes. To make the witch hats, I used a triangle and an oval, and then I added the strips with details on them. The large one has a strip with a twine bow. The medium hat has a pleated strip with stitching over the top, and the small one has a strip with a brad. I added a spider dropping down for my title on top of the largest hat. The rest of the layout is pretty simple with this banner on the bottom and a small sticker on the right page. We always have a big Halloween party at our house, so there's always a lot of food and spooky decorations. And being a scrapbooker, of course, I take photos of it all. I use this layout to document all of those details from our party. On the left page, I have a large photo of the spread of food and decorations, and then I have this large photo block with individual photos of the food and decorations. The photos are numbered, and there is a journaling strip detailing what is in the photo. This layout was so easy to create because I only used 2 pattern papers. I had this craft paper with the felt chandelier and the spider web in the top left corner, and then there was another spider web in the bottom right corner. I cut that paper into 2 pieces, one for each side of the layout, and then added the stripe strips. To go with the design on the pattern paper, I added some felt spiders and a hand-stitched line with each spider, so it looks like it's dropping down the layout. You'll see that I do that on my Halloween layouts often. I happened to capture a photo of my son roaring for treats while dressed up as a dragon for Halloween. When I saw this picture, I immediately knew I wanted to create some kind of extension of that roar on the layout. It's such an expressive photo, and I wanted to play off of that. To do that, I created a layered sunburst design that looks like a burst of paper extending out from the photo. I cut 4 different sunburst circles on my silhouette in 4 different patterns. The base design is the black paper. I kept that sunburst mostly intact with the exception of the open areas where there are no strips. Then I cut individual strips from the other sunburst and arranged them on top of the base sunburst. For all of the extra detail, I added some watercolor splotches, some hand stitching, a few arrows, and the stars. For my title piece, I created a speech bubble with the word "roar" in the middle. This layout contains a variety of photos that show basically our whole Halloween experience. I used the left side to highlight my son's costumes, since that is usually the central focus of our Halloween. I used a 6x8 paper that had a spider web design at the top edge of it. I added some hand stitching along that design and then added another spider dropping down near the photos. On the right page, I covered the whole page in a mix of photos and cards. I have 2 large photos that showcase my sons individually. Then I have a mix of family photos, trick-or-treating photos, and candy photos from the end of the night. Whenever I create a layout that has a large photo block on one page, I like to have some fun with embellishments and add lots of details, almost looking at each piece as an individual layout to decorate. Lately, I am really loving the Simple Stories paper with 2-inch squares that is included in most of their collections. Each square has a cute design or fun patterns, and there is a large variety there. I also really enjoy the fact that the squares are almost effortless to design with. The 2-inch size pairs easily with a few of my favorite photo sizes, 4x6-inch, 4x4-inch, and 2x2-inch. For this layout, I used 4x4-inch photos in the middle and then used the 2x2-inch squares to frame them. I added a lot of stitching detail to the designs on the squares. I stitched around the moon, the eyes, the spider web, the jack-o'-lantern, the stars on this pattern, and in the middle of words. Then on some of them, I added a stitched border with a fun element in the middle, like stickers or chipboard pieces or brads. I admit the stitching took a long time, but I loved being able to highlight all of the fun Halloween designs on the squares. A few years ago, we went trick-or-treating in the rain, and it made quite the mess with my son's red hair dye for his costume. I've seen several layouts with a watercolor dripping effect on them, and I've been dying to try it. So I took the opportunity with these photos of my son and his dripping hair dye that looked like blood. The first layer is the watercolor. I painted the top half with red watercolor, and then I would add a large drop of watercolor at the base of the paint and then tilt my paper so that it would run down the paper and create this effect. Then I saturated a paintbrush in watercolor and flicked it across the page to have that spray effect as well. Then I used my silhouette to cut out 3 different dripping borders in 3 different shades of red. Of course, I had to work in some hand stitching, so I outlined each of the dripping die cuts. Then I happened to find a really cool dripping font, so I used that to cut out my title. This layout is based on a Halloween sketch that we have at Scrapbook Generation. We have tons of Halloween sketches, so I'll link to them in the video description down below. Not every Halloween layout has to use Halloween themed papers. I like to match my papers to my photos, so for these photos of my son as Mickey Mouse, I used a Disney themed paper collection with Mickey Mouse details to embellish the layout. I still wanted to tie in the Halloween theme since this was his Halloween costume, so I cut a large set of Mickey ears to add to the right page and then added a hand-stitched spider web on top of it. I saw a photo online of Mickey ears with a web like this, and I knew I could recreate it with stitching. That's what I love about stitching. It's so easy to customize to any theme or design. For my title, it says The Happiest Boy on Earth, and it's a play on the phrase the happiest place on earth, which is commonly used to describe Disney parks. You can clearly see that my son loved his costume and he was so happy, so I thought that title would be a fun play on words and a tie to that Disney theme. The sketch that I used for this layout had some large witch hats where I have the large Mickey ears. This layout is based on a sketch as well, this time from my Sketches for 6x6 Paper Pads 2-page sketches bundle. This layout is very photo heavy with a single 6-inch square in the middle. A lot of 6x6-inch papers have fun, larger designs on them, and this layout shows a way you can use and showcase those types of papers. The paper I used had a large spider web all over it. I added hand stitching to the spider web to really highlight that design and give it some texture and dimension. Then I added a title and cluster of Halloween themed embellishments. A detail that probably doesn't show up in video is that I used a Wink of Stella glimmer brush to go over the stitched web design. It gives that web a little bit more of a realistic spiderweb look, but unfortunately, I don't think you can actually see that. In person, it's got a really nice shimmer of glitter to it. Since the rest of my layout is mostly photos, I just added some word and phrase stickers here and there. Anytime I have a grouping of photos that show progression, I will typically arrange them in a straight line across the layout. For these photos, it shows our process of carving through each step, so I have them going across from start to finish. I used my title as a large portion of the design of the layout. I cut the letters on my silhouette and added a white mat to each one and then a black hand-stitched border. In place of the A in the word carving, I added a jack-o'-lantern to go with the theme. I also added a few extra embellishments and details with that jack-o'-lantern. Because colors can really pop off of a black background, I thought it would be fun to add some paint splatters in white, orange, and blue to help frame the photos and title. Then to add a little more texture and dimension, I added some enamel dots, sequins, and stars all throughout that splattered paint design. My boys love coming home on Halloween and spreading their treats out on the table to see what kind of candy they got. This year, I took photos and also documented how much my oldest son got of each candy. It was a little bit of a different way to document their trick-or-treating. The layout is fairly simple with some strips on the edges and a photo cluster going up the right side. For my embellishments, I used some candy pieces that were cut out of a pattern paper, some glitter swirls, and a few word stickers. The idea to document the candy came from my book, Writing to Remember, A Guide to Scrapbook Journaling. It details lots of different approaches to journaling and has thousands of journaling prompts. It's really helpful for journaling, and it helped me create something with a different approach than what I would usually do. I will link to that book in the video description down below. That's all 10 layouts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a safe and happy Halloween, and don't forget to take lots of pictures. I'll see you all next time.